Cubs with a big victory over the Marlins, scoring a lot of runs at Wrigley. So they start the homestand off with a W. Ian Happ left the game early. What did Craig Counsell have to say about that? Update on Justin Steele. And how about Jameson Taillon? Doubleheader today, right? What was it that Mr. Cubs said? Let's play two. Let's get into that right here on the Cubs Baseball channel. Like and subscribe. Give us a thumbs up. Let's talk some Cubs baseball right here with you guys. All right, there he is. Anthony back in the house again. And I'm Mick. Great to have you guys on the Cubs Baseball channel. And let's get into some Cubs talk right off the bat. 8-3 win at Wrigley. Another one of our watch parties. It was fun, man. We're 2 for 2 now.
Yeah, 2 for 2 now. In case you missed the watch party, the Cubs were victorious over the Marlins 8-3. It was a game that was really never in doubt. Nico Hoerner got things going offensively. Dansby Swanson had a big day at the plate. Mike Tauchman and Garrett Cooper both threw in 2-hit performances. Surprisingly, with the wind blowing out, not one ball left the yard, and the Cubs were still able to throw 8 runs up on the Marlins, the so-called worst team in baseball. They start the homestand off with the win, and now they got 2 to win today. Yeah, right. Well, the worst team in baseball, but don't forget about our friends on the South side. And that's just so rude of you. All right. Ian Happ left the game early. Alexander Canario came in. Craig Counsell talked about it yesterday. He said it was precautionary, felt a little tightness in the hamstring. What's up with all the hamstring injuries this year? Yeah, the hamstring and then
backs,
the
muscle
forearm,
pulls,
elbow, and then the back. We've been seeing all of it. But, yeah, this is strictly precautionary, it seems like, from Craig Counsell. Ian Happ, obviously part of the leadoff platoon, and he's one of the Cubs veteran leaders. So this was more better to be safe than sorry in a game that at the time they were leading 8-1. We don't have either of the lineups for today's games. I'd expect to see him rest at least one of the games and maybe DH the other one and just kind of give him some time off his legs. And then I'd assume we'd see him back in the lineup tomorrow for the series finale. But, yep, Canario is up. It's a good thing that they have some depth. Tauchman is hot at the plate too. So they're able to fill that spot if they need to for a game or two. Yeah, you got to win the first one to win the second one and sweep the doubleheader, right? So one game at a time in these doubleheaders, and that's what the Cubs will try to do today. Good news on the Cubs ace, Justin Steele. Yeah, they said he is going to be throwing a live batting practice today. I'm not sure if that's before the game or at some point, but I think probably before the 120 game, he'll be throwing some live batting practice today. And then if all goes well in that, the next step is some rehab starts, and hopefully early May we get him back on the bump at Wrigley. It's a guy that the Cubs have obviously missed, but you got to give some credit to Javier Assad and Ben Brown and some of these guys that have kind of plugged in and taken some huge roles and really delivered. We'll see Assad later on today in game 1 of the doubleheader. But, yeah, exciting news from Steele. Hope only good news forward. Yeah, no doubt. And then how about the other starter that missed the beginning of the season? Finally back there again, Jameson Taillon, and he had a great debut, as the banner says. 5 innings, picked up the win, so got a dub. The Cubs got to fly the dub, and I thought he was really solid, changing speeds, making his pitches and all of that stuff. So it was a really big win for him. Yeah, you've talked about Taillon being a guy that you want to maybe get a start or 2 more in the minors, but the fact of the matter is the Cubs needed innings at the big league level. And he's a guy that has proven he can get outs at the big league level. He's not fully stretched out. I know Craig Counsell likes to feel confident in his guys being able to give him 100 pitches. He threw 73 through a comfortable 5 innings, 4 strikeouts, only allowed 1 run. You have to feel good about what you got out of Taillon. And he set the table for Keegan Thompson and Corey Brewer each to pick up 2 innings apiece. Brewer obviously allowed a few runs late in the 9th, but it was pretty much a game that was out of reach, and the Cubs won it 8-1, 8-3, excuse me. Big thanks to Jameson Taillon's stellar season debut. Day-night doubleheader. Let's get into these matchups. Yeah, Cubs play the Marlins today twice with a chance to sweep the doubleheader, something that's really hard to do in baseball. It was unknown whether or not Assad would go game 1 or game 2, but it looks like they're going to go with the ass man in game 1. He's 2-0 on the season with a 2.16 ERA, and he's going to be up against Jesus Luzardo, a guy that a ton of people expected the Marlins to move on from because they could just get such a big return for him. Super talented pitcher is Luzardo, but he's off to a rough start this year. 0-2 with a 7.65 ERA. Both these games have favorable pitching matchups for Chicago, but you have to feel good about your chances in game 1.
Yeah, how about this? Shota Imanaga in game 2.
Yeah, I get to see him. I'm heading to the game in a few hours. I had tickets to Thursday night's game that got postponed and is being made up as the night part of the day-night doubleheader. So I'll watch the 121 from home, and then I'll get ready to go to Wrigley for the evening one. I'm excited to see Imanaga pitch in person. I'll have some reviews from the left field bleachers. Maybe not the best angle to watch a pitcher, but I'm excited to see him go. And he's up against, I don't know how to even pronounce it, Roddery, as I think, Roduri, something like that. Munoz making his first MLB start. So hopefully the Cubs can get on him early and often and turn these two favorable pitching matchups into 2 W's, as they are currently tied for first in the division. And that's a good place to be.
Have a beer bat for me. Get involved in a cup snake, if you will, and have a great time. Hey, have a great time at Wrigley. Thanks for hanging out with us, guys. Like and subscribe. Give us a thumbs up. Doubleheader Saturday for the Cubs, and we'll be following it with you right here on the Cubs baseball channel.
Yep.